Pokemon Black and White introduced two roaming legendaries, Tornadus and Thundurus. As with any roaming legendaries, this makes them fairly annoying to catch. In this video, we're going to look at how to unlock the encounter, as well as one simple strategy to make catching them easier. First things first, it is important to note that these Pokemon are version exclusive. If you're playing Black, you'll be catching Tornadus, and in White, it'll be Thundurus. Next, you will need to have played up to and including the 8th gym badge. After that, you'll need to head over to Route 10, where you'll be informed of a storm happening on Route 7. So make your way over to Route 7. Once there, head over to this house where you'll meet an old lady who will explain a bit about what's going on and treat you to some soup. Most importantly, she'll tell you that in the mornings, the Pokemon will be in the south, and in the evenings, it'll be in the north. This gives you something to go on when starting your search. When you leave, you'll briefly meet the Pokemon you'll find in your game before it disappears and the storm subsides. Now you'll be able to actually encounter it. Before anything else, make sure you're stocked up on everything you're going to need. You wouldn't want to run out of Pokeballs. You're also going to want to ensure you have a Pokemon with Mean Look and ideally a Pokemon with Thunder Wave. It's also doable with a Pokemon that has the ability Shadow Tag, but it's honestly just easier to catch a Golbat or something else that lends Mean Look. Arena Trap is similar to Shadow Tag, but won't work in this case as both Pokemon have Flying type. If you have especially underleveled Pokemon, maybe consider bringing some X items for a bit of a defensive boost as well. Head to an area in either the north or south depending on the time of day, and pick somewhere like a town with a grassy route next to it. Each time you enter a new location, the Pokemon changes location as well, so being able to easily change location is crucial. Essentially, you'll need to go in and out of the town until there's a storm on the route you chose. In my case, I chose to go between Lacunosa Town and Route 13, but there's many other places you could start. If you spend a significant amount of time and no storm appears, double check your system clock is set correctly and try again, or just go to a location on the opposite half of the map. Once the storm appears, make sure your Thunder Wave user is at the front of your party, start running around in the grass, and the encounter will eventually begin, assuming everything has been done correctly. The encounter can be guaranteed by leading your party with a level 40 and using Repel, but honestly the encounter seems common enough without Repel, and getting another encounter if you mess up isn't especially time consuming, so I didn't bother. The first thing you're going to want to do is, obviously, use Thunder Wave. If your Thunder Wave user doesn't have an ability that prevents escape, it will flee, but that's okay as they retain any status effects and damage between encounters. Next, put your Mean Look user at the front of your party, save the game, and repeat the process to encounter it a second time. Now you'll want to use Mean Look, which will prevent escape. Following that, you're going to want to focus on chipping its health down to make catching easier. If you want to avoid all risk of knocking it out, you could add an extra encounter beforehand by using a high-level Pokemon with Force Swipe to get the HP down to exactly 1 for optimal catch rate. With the HP low enough, it's time to start throwing your Pokeball of choice. If you're finding your Mean Look user getting knocked out too easily during this step, use one of the X items to bolster your defensive stats. And that's all there is to it. I'd say it's one of the easier roaming legendaries to catch, simply due to the unique weather effects, making it obvious they're present on a route. It eliminates any need to check the Pokedex or waste time searching with repels. If this guide helped at all, please consider leaving a like and subscribing. More guides like this are planned, so keep an eye out. Thanks for watching.